Please comment,
Yeah, I'm gonna do this instead.
Oh my dude, you just got pranked! Bet you didn't see that one coming.
No, I'm only joking. I am gonna be reviewing BlackLochVillage Engines today. I don't know why this release is so highly requested. I genuinely don't know why. But yeah, I have some nice stories to tell about this release. And yeah, I'm gonna give my opinions on Season 6. And they're not particularly amazing, but let's get into it. Okay, so according to the DVD, the episodes on this release are A Friend in Need, Scaredy Engines, Percy and the Haunted Mine, James and the Red Balloon, Toby Had a Little Lamb, Thomas Percy and the Squeak, Edward the Very Useful Engine, and Rusty Saves the Day. Okay, so this is the part of the video where I'm probably going to get killed. I've never really been a fan of Season 6. It doesn't look the best, the episodes aren't the best, and it's overall just a quite choppy season. I don't know, there's just something about it that just doesn't sit right with me. One thing which I will give the season that is the best out of all the Thomas seasons is the narration. It is amazing. Michelangelo goes all out for this season, and I don't care what anyone says. Season 5 could be debatable, but I'd say Season 6 has the best narration for the UK, any season at all. Some would say Season 5 has the best, but I'm gonna go with Season 6 purely because, with the things that Michelangelo is given, which sometimes can be really bad episodes, he does his best to make the episode enjoyable by just the narration. Even the bad episodes of Season 6, I can see some enjoyment of them purely because of the narration. For the US, Alec Baldwin is terrible. I'm pretty sure everyone agreed on this. Alec Baldwin is so bad in Season 6, and compared to Angelus, he's... oh my god, he's awful. But Michelangelo does his best with what he's got. I think he always done that until, Season 7 came around, but, I appreciate what Angelus did for Season 6. He did his best. Now, onto the episodes themselves. This is probably going to be a longer video because I'm going to review the episodes individually. This is going to be a long video. Okay, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. The pack is amazing. Even the Season 6 episodes where they get introduced, it's just really good. Jack's arc is amazing. It is kind of odd how they put the second part of an arc episode kind of pairing on this release. I don't know why they didn't put Jack Chips in as well, but whatever. Really good episode. The model work is really, really good. There are some faces on the large-scale Thomas model which are interesting. Also something that I didn't realise until now, only Max was in this episode. Monty didn't appear until the spin-off series, which is kind of odd, but maybe they only had the budget for one of those, trucks kind of things. But yeah, overall, good episode. Out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7. The pack, you can't go wrong with the pack, okay? You just can't. Okay, now on to Scaredy Engines. Scaredy Engines is a very, very good episode. One of the few episodes from Season 6 which has a scary theme, the other one being the next episode, which is Percy and Haunted Mine, but Scaredy Engines as a whole is really good. Bit of an unpopular opinion here, but I personally think that Duck's role in the episode should have been replaced by James, as Thomas, Percy and James bounce off each other really, really well. Obviously Duck, yeah, he can bounce off any character really well, but in this episode, I feel they could have done a lot more with him as his character. Seeing in episodes like Pop Goes the Diesel, he has a cheeky side to him, and he has a sense of humour. There are some funny bits that he says, like, I don't think he'll be late when Thomas just goes past them. Yeah, that was kind of funny, but they could have done a bit more with Duck. Thomas in this episode, At the time of Season 5, Thomas had matured a lot, and if this was Season 5 episode, Thomas wouldn't have done that. He's kind of immature in this episode, and that's probably why I give Thomas's role as James, as he's just a dick, really. He's just quite mean to Percy. And in Tale of the Brave, he does something similar to this, like he calls him a Scaredy Engine. It would have just worked well, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, good episode. Out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6 because of the lack of things they could have done with Duck, missed opportunity, and because I think it would have worked better with James. And the main 3 engines, Thomas, Percy and James, they all have great chemistry. Yeah, good episode. Okay, so Percy the Haunted Mine. One of my Season 6 favourites, actually. It spawned my fear of gnomes, which is kind of weird. I'm not scared of them anymore, but I used to be. Dalton Douglas in the episode, kind of a weird choice, but you know, it's always nice to see them. They weren't included that much in Season 6. They did have an episode to themselves, but could have been a bit more of them. I also found out that what happened in the episode is actually possible. As a kid, I didn't realise that buildings could actually sink into the ground, and I was really confused and I was terrified. I was so scared of this episode when I was a kid. Percy being a wimp, this was kind of the start of that steady decline in Percy's character, being a worrisome character. If this was Season 5 Percy, he would have been a bit worried, but he wouldn't have run off like once or twice. I can't remember if he did it twice in the episode, but he wouldn't have done that, Season 5 Percy. But yeah, enough of me comparing Season 5 characters to the Season 6 personas. Overall, a good episode, a very good episode. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. Very entertaining, pretty scary for a kid, not now. Good episode. Okay, so James in the Red Balloon. I guess. I don't remember this episode at all, to be honest. The ending I remember, but other than that, I can't really say much about this episode. Even thinking about it now, I can't remember much happened. I know Duck ran into the back of Stepney, but that's honestly all I can remember about this episode. I remember the crash where the balloon goes on James and he screams. Other than that, not much. Little trivia about this episode, it was re-narrated by Michael Angelos for Nick Jr. That was just a little fun fact. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a shorter little section, this episode, because I haven't got much to say about it. Out of 10, I'd give it a 6. A decent episode, could have been better. Okay, on to a kind of forgotten episode, Toby Had a Little Lamb. I really like it. I really like the premise of how kind of small the episode is, in a sense. As a kid, I always watched the episode and I thought, wow, this is a really small scale episode, as the main sets that we see are the yard where Duck and Toby are and the bridge. We don't see much else, but that's purely because of the snow, like it's the blizzard or whatever it was. You can't see the horizon or anything around Toby, so you feel really isolated in this episode, which gives it a sense of suspense when Toby's crossed in the line. Much like James in the Red Balloon, it's kind of forgettable, hence why it's a forgotten episode, kind of, because I don't see like barely any people talking about it. But yeah, it is a good episode, a really good episode. You can never go wrong with Toby. Well, at least in the classic series, you can't really go wrong with Toby. Really good character. He works well in loads of situations. Yeah, a really, really good episode. I'm probably going to give it a 9 out of 10. Very, very good. Also, it's nice to see Duck again, because Duck is always nice to see, because it's Duck, okay? Okay, on to Thomas, Percy and the Squeak. And I'm going to come clean. I don't like this episode, okay? It's annoying for me. Not really much happens other than Dirty Percy, which is what Gordon calls him, and the scream at the end. I can't remember anything else. Very, like, mediocre in my opinion. I don't really have much else to say other than it's mediocre. I don't really think I can say anything else about it. No, honestly. No, I genuinely can't think of anything to say. There is a funny line where Gordon says after Alicia Botti screams, definitely a coloratura, I think that's what he says. That was kind of funny, I get the joke now. As a kid, I was just confused, I was like, what's he on about? But yeah, episode out of 10, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Kind of weak, not gonna lie. Now on to Edward the Very Useful Engine. A copy and paste episode, I'd say. I don't really know if I could actually qualify this as being a copy and paste episode, because it was the start of a copy and paste episode, where the engines go, Edward's getting old, he can't push engines up hills, and then he pushes an engine up a hill. Also, it doesn't help that it's Gordon. Old Reliable Edward from season 18, we see the exact same thing happen. It's just, engines say Edward can't do that, and then Edward does that thing. Kind of just a copy and paste episode. I know it was one of the first times they did it, other than, Edward and Gordon from season 1. felt kind of repetitive. It was nice to see like 3 engines like pulling one big train. Like I think it was Gordon, then Duck, or Duck then Gordon. Like Duck, Gordon, then Edward. It was quite cool seeing them all go up the hill. It was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, a copy and paste episode, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. And finally, we have Rusty Saves the Day. Oh dear. If you want to see a good review on this episode, I recommend you watch Thomas Would Never Do Henry III's video of top 10 worst classic Thomas episodes. He explains how this episode isn't that good at all. How their line goes from like serviceable to decrepit in a couple of days makes no sense. They completely disregard past events, and as he said again, they rewrite Sodor's history just for this episode, and it makes no sense. One thing I will give this episode is it has really nice model work. Like Elizabeth was pretty cool to see again. The tree falling down was pretty cool. I thought it was quite cool when I was a kid. I was like, oh, that's quite cool. I appreciate it now because of the model work and how hard that probably would have been to not have the tree almost hit a worker, which almost happened in the episode. Like they almost hit a model over of like the workman. But yeah, not much else to say. So yeah, that's all the episode reviewed. And now let's go into the recommendation thingy. If I recommend this release or not. Yeah, let's go. Transition, yay. So, in conclusion, do I recommend this release? Yes, I do. I definitely do. Has some great episodes on it. I'm not the biggest fan of Season 6, but it has very, very good episodes on it. A couple of stinkers, maybe 1 or 2. Other than that, I really, really do recommend you buy this release if you're living in the UK or the Australia, I think it was released in that country, but yeah, I definitely recommend this. Go and buy it. It's really good. Yeah, bye.